Today, I finally got promoted from BFB Coliseum to ZOMG Superdome, and as you can see, I finished in first place, which was really exciting for me. You know, it's just kind of a fun achievement, but we are in ZOMG Superdome, less than 2 months after starting this game. As you can see, I got matched up with my first opponent here. I was super excited, first ZOMG Superdome match, but unfortunately, they did not want Oasis. They did the classic meme of closing out Bloons when there was a map they didn't want. So, moving on. That was a little surprising to me in ZOMG Superdome. Then I finally found my opponent. We ended up on Sands of Time. Confess Man was my first official ZOMG Superdome matchup. Thank you, sir. It was an honor. Now, I usually place all my units in the little crack where I put in Gwendolin, but I wanted to try something different this time. That spot makes the most sense to me because it gets the most crossing of the Bloons. But I always get cucked by purple rushes on this map. So I tried to put in my ninja up in the corner this time. Thought maybe it would be more effective because it will only focus on the Bloons that are going by it, and it won't get overwhelmed in the center like it has been. You'll see how it played out. But you see it has a little bit of the track on the left here in its range. So I assumed it would be all right. It has pretty good coverage right there. Like usual, I always do the top path first now, go straight to double shot instead of going for any caltrops, because I think double shot's way more effective in early game than caltrops is. Now it's time to get my glue down. And I thought this spot would be good because it covers the opponent. I did mess around with it a little bit, but I figured this spot would be good because it covers the opponent's incoming Bloons pretty well. My glue gunner is mainly to stop any spaced whites from sneaking through, because those could be a little problematic in the beginning of the game, but with the glue splatter, it's absolutely, not a problem at all. So just like to be preemptively prepared for that. So I just got my glue splatter there. And then I add the top cross path to that to get corrosive glue, because then it actually pops the balloons instead of just slowing them down, which is what you want, especially when the regrow rounds start coming in. But so far, we're totally chilling. The opponent, thankfully, wasn't too aggressive. I was expecting someone pretty aggressive for ZOMG Superdome, but it was pretty chill in the beginning here. I love that the Seeking Shurikens can fly way out of the ninja's range. That's so cool. Now I got down my Alchemist, and I wanted to try this again, having the Alchemist buff only the ninja. As you can see, the ninja's the only one in the Alchemist range this time, because, I'm usually buffing all of the monkeys, and ninja's only getting it a third of the time. So I tried this strategy for early game just to see how it would work out. Again, they didn't get very aggressive, so I didn't really test it thoroughly, but for a first time doing it, I think it worked out pretty well early game. I also tried a few new things with my strategy in this game, because I'm like, okay, we're in ZOMG Superdome, it's time to get serious, and I want to thank LMS. Thank you so much for the advice in the comments about the sticky bombs shinobis instead of super glue for round 25. I mean, that's a ways off still, but I'll talk about that later. Anyway, I appreciate your advice. It was very helpful. So, let's see. I'm waiting for Bloonjitsu now at this point. Keeping my eco on grouped blues. Now I got Bloonjitsu, so I'm switching to grouped greens. Start getting the eco up a little quicker here. Our opponent has bomb towers. I wanted to start sending more blacks because, black balloons and explosives don't go well together. But, I also wanted to prioritize my own defense. So, a defend is defend, But they got ice, bomb, and monkey village up with the radar scanner. So that's an interesting tactic. I guess they got the unit to slow down stuff. They got popping power. I don't know how much popping power the bomb towers really have, though. I think ice might be more powerful than bombs, right? Anyway, we'll see later in the match what happens. So you can see my glue splatter is absolutely just freezing these greens in place. nothing's even making it past that point. And now I got my third ninja up too, my future bomb tower. And I figured I'd put that one more towards the center of the map. And it had more room for shinobis all around it, and it was just closer to the action in the center. I don't know if that was more effective or less. It was just inside the range of the Alchemist, which is why I chose that spot as well. But then I did make a crucial mistake later in the game, which I will get to with my Grandmaster Ninja. But so far, we're just chilling here, working my third ninja up to a flash bomb, and I had a very focused eco during this game. I wasn't getting distracted. I wasn't buying stuff too soon where I'd have to stop my eco, which seemed to really help. So patience is definitely helpful. Sometimes you can't have it because your opponent's aggressive and you need to respond and build up your defenses fast. But in this game, I was lucky enough to be able to do full eco without interrupting it at all for upgrades. So that was nice. So see, I got to 2500, but I still waited to get my flash bomb here because I didn't want to interrupt eco. Finally got my flash bomb on round 18, and as you can see, my defense was a bit overkill at this point for what my opponent was sending me, and more leads that I didn't get up my lead to gold in time for. That kind of broke my heart. As you can see, now I'm getting my lead to gold going. But, you know, you gotta pick your battles. Sometimes it's more valuable to get a defense up than it is to get your economy units going. So, I'll eventually get that rubber to gold with that lead to gold, but I want to at least get the lead to gold up because I don't want to miss any more leads that come in, which I don't know after round 20 how many more leads come through. But it's something I'll get to know the longer I play this game. Again, I've only been playing this game since Christmas, so less than 2 months. I still don't really know the rounds very well, like what's coming next. I have a rough idea at this point, but still getting accustomed to that. Right now, again, just focused on that eco because I want to be able to afford rubber to gold without interrupting the eco. So just exercising some patience here with building up the eco. As you can see, my opponent still just chilling with that one bomb tower. I guess I'm blocking it. Oh, okay. Did they add a second bomb tower, or is that part of their hero? Well, I guess I'll talk about the opponent when you can actually see their screen. Again, I'm just waiting for the rubber to gold upgrade. Got it right there, rubber to gold, because it didn't have to interrupt my eco. Oh, that's what happened. I decided to add the rubber to gold on the bottom of the map by the opponent's balloons first, because they were ecoing so much. And I'm pretty sure, like, you can see them turning the opponent balloons into gold. You know, I'm pretty sure you can get gold from opponent balloons, unlike balloon traps from engineers. But anyway, I prioritized that one because there were so many more balloons coming in from that side. But now we got both of them up, so we're absolutely raking it in. Now here is where I changed my strategy. I got sticky bomb right away. I'd usually save up for super glue at this point, but this was where I got the advice from LMS. Thank you again. So I set up my sticky bomb, and then I got 5 shinobis around it as soon as I could. I think I only needed 2, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to have extra buffs, you know what I'm saying? So I went for 5 right off the bat just to give it extra power. So now that, and I totally forgot to get Stronger Stimulant and Permanent Brew during this game, which could have helped a lot. And there were a few things I forgot during this match, which could have made my defense way stronger. Because I also, well, I'll talk about when it happens. Now I'm putting down my future super glue. Now that I got my sticky bomb with 5 shinobis, should be absolutely chilling. And my economy thanked me so much for this decision. So LMS, I really appreciate it. But I got up to Relentless Glue here, and now nothing they could send me at this point would have been a problem, I don't think. ZOMGs be pretty easy to pop at this point. You can always upgrade that other ninja to a Bloonjitsu, and then I think we'd be totally fine. But at this point, I didn't even have to stop ecoing to save up for super glue, which is so much better than my old method, which I'm always trying to improve. It's just I'm a little stubborn sometimes, so it takes me a while to improve because I don't want to risk losing to experiment. So I wanted to wait till I was in a new league to experiment. But now we're in the ZOMG Superdome. It's time to take it very seriously. Finally got my super glue upgrade there when I could afford it without interrupting eco. Now I'm adding down more ninjas, future shinobis, and I'm putting them up here because I want them to buff both my sticky bomb and my Bloons Jitsu up there. 'Cause again, take any buffs you can get, right? Sorry, taking a sip of coffee. Then we got into some lag and I started to get a little worried here, but it went away pretty quick, so can't complain. Now they're sending in group zebras at this point, which I think are pretty good money, right? Not as good as ceramics, but still better than pinks and whatnot. I don't know. Has anyone done the math? Look at that, though. Those shurikens flying in. Where are those coming from? That had to be from my Bloons Jitsu over here by the shinobis. All the way across the map, those shurikens are seeking. That's amazing. So it really shows the range that Bloons Jitsus have with seeking shuriken. And that's another thing I did differently in this round, in this game. Again, thanks to LMS for the idea. But I did the top half shinobis this time instead of caltrops, which I love having the caltrops all over the map. But I can do that with my Bloons Jitsus. So instead of that, I got the sharp shurikens and ninja discipline, and they definitely are more powerful. I did a test in Gwendolin's Bloon lab and sent some powerful, Moabs, ZOMGs, all that stuff. And I think one sticky bomb with a few shinobis with the top cross path, no problem with the ZOMG. But when it was with the bottom cross path, they did end up leaking like 300 lives. And that was just sticky bomb with a few shinobis. I don't remember. I should do the test again and film it. But future video. Anyway, I got all these shinobis up. I finally got my... Now this is a spot where I'm still stubborn, is I like my Grandmaster Ninja to have distraction because it's saved my butt several times, giving me more time to pop balloons because it literally sends Moabs and BFBs flying backwards to the beginning of the map, giving you way more time to pop it. So even if you have more popping power isn't necessarily more powerful if you have more time to pop the balloons, So if the balloons are moving throughout the map the whole time, you only have so much time to use your popping power. But if they're on the map for double the time, then with the Grandmaster Ninja on distraction, you essentially have all day to pop BFBs, Moabs, and I think even ZOMGs get frozen or pushed back by the distraction Grandmaster Ninja. So very useful in a non-popping power way, especially when you got the Master Bomber and a bunch of Bloons Jitsus around it and shinobis, buffs, and all that. Now the mistake I made here is I didn't put another Alchemist down by my Grandmaster Ninja to get the buff, which would have been my eventual permanent brew. That was a total brain fart on my part. Instead, I put down Total Transformation, or Future Total Transformation. It's just that, Transformation Tonic right now. But I eventually made that a Total Transformation so it would transform all these Tier 3 Shinobis around it into attack monsters when I use the special ability. And dude, that ability is freaking powerful. I love the Transformation Tonic. And it's extra powerful because Gwendolin buffs it, which is super cool. She buffs all Alchemists in the middle cross path. So as soon as you get Unstable Concoction, which is the Tier 3 middle cross path, then Gwendolin's buffing it. And same with the Glue Splatter cross path. So any of the glues that have Glue Splatter, she's also buffing. Now I don't think they're great for popping power, but having all the glues in Tier 5 and their special abilities is very helpful to my strategy. And that's another thing I forgot in this game is I never got a glue storm. I didn't even think of it. You know, the middle cross path tier 5 glue. Now I have both. I have the super glue and I have, I think, just Bloon liquefier. I didn't even get Bloon solver either. But, you know, they're both being buffed by Gwendolin, which was the point of all that. Now I'm building up all my ninjas to be future Bloonjitsus just to add some more popping power, because I played a game yesterday against someone who I will probably commentate that game too, but they got the legit true sun goddess Adora surrounded by other sun gods. Wait, what are they called? Monkey temples? Is that the low tier? Sun temples, right? That's what they're called? Anyway, Sun Goddess Adora was surrounded by sun temples. Here we go. Now they decided to send me a bad, and then they started sending more. So I immediately reacted to that and sent them a couple bads, and Bloon boosted it to hopefully I would be able to defend that first bad, and their bads will get to the end of the map first. As you can see, their bomb towers all have Moab assassins. They're all just going ham on these bads with Moab assassins, which you'd think would be pretty powerful against bads. But as you will see, they don't even get the first pop. So I already GG'd them. I knew where this was going because I had popped my bads already. Now I was about to die because I didn't have permanent brew. I didn't have glue storm with corrosive glue. Both of those would have made a huge difference in my defense strategy there. And yeah, I didn't have Grandmaster Ninja buffed at all by the Ninja Alchemist. So if I would have had those upgrades, those bads would have been absolutely no problem. That was a brain fart on my part. But luckily, I reacted quick enough, sending my own bads to them, where I was able to still take the W. So a good first game in the ZOMG Superdome. I'm super stoked about it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time.